Alrighty, if you don't know, it has been, if you're coming over this in like a 3 parts after the original series over here was posted. I got the thing to work. After, yeah, even with usual trickery, it's still, the whole Soviet thing's still pretty buggy. I don't know what happened over there. I thought the update would have fixed it, but didn't have. Fixed the crashes at least, but it's still gonna be a pain in the ass trying to get this thing to work. So yeah. As I said before, we did the Congress over there and those stuff over here. I don't know when this is gonna come out actually. This might come out after the Red Imperium thing. It might come out before. Might come out later. Who knows? I'm recording this over here just in case something fucking happens over there. No, because you never know. You never know. So yeah, some change over here. Transmitter doing thing. Curtis, the savior of America. So we'll begin. We shall instead. Probably gonna see a big ol' entente, maybe theoretically. Who knows? We just see. And try to remember what else was there. What else has been changed? It's been a long. It's been a long time since I actually played before. So I'm trying to remember what we changed over here since the last series. Well, before I crashed anyway. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Well, if I think about it at some point. But yeah, as you can see over here, we're getting the treats. We're getting over here. We're gonna purge the opposition. All the opposition. All sorts of opposition, really. So yeah, I'm gonna purge the right. Once we do our purges, then we'll do then we do the other thing. Anyway, the communists are nothing more than capitalists in disguise. We'll deal with them, and they just deal with them as they will just stab us in the back. Now we stab them in the back with no mercy. The counter-revolutionaries. I think it's supposed to be a pause comment there. For some, we need tack and naval bomber. Let's carry a naval bomber. Now I need a tack bomb. I can't remember which one is which. That's transport plane. Yeah. Can't remember which is which. Anyway. Anti-Soviet Rise Bucharest Center. The defendants Sokolnikov G and Chilchin G are accused of creating an anti-Soviet organization aimed at discrediting the Bolshevik Party in Russia. The so-called Rise Bucharest Center, having entered into the criminal conspiracy of the traitor Bukharin, Sokolnikov, and Chichin, did I say that? Persuaded the Supreme Leadership of the Central Committee of the RKP to adopt the Menshevist bourgeois political program and restore market capitalist relations. In addition, using Churchill's diplomatic connections, Sokolnikov planned to communicate with former intelligence agencies, in particular with the German imperials and Canadian ones. The fan also charged with purposeful sabotaging production and agriculture and organizing Kulak uprising in the rear of the Red Army in the event of future war. Sokolnikov is also accused of organizing a plot against the Soviet government. In 1918, to set the Brest peace, although the Soviet government killed Lenin, which he successfully did, and form a new government of Bucharest. Mensheviks and left socialist revolutionaries in exchange for the betrayal of the Bolsheviks. Bukharin promised Sokolnikov the office of People's Commissar of National Economy, and Chichin would have received the office of People's Commissar of Foreign Affairs. Thus, the right Bukharest planned to seize power in the country. Audience considers Sokolnikov and Chichin are sentenced to death by firing squad. Decision made by a special troika. She got unanimously. Traitors. Yeah, no shit. Would have fucking thought. The Kalinin dies. There's an admiral who still lives for some weird reason. Of course, Zinovivites. The Zinovivites are nothing more than a code of personality around Zinoviv, and they'll seek to cue us in Persia at some point. Shall be the first striking in this threat to state. The threat spoil. There's the Nanjing, and then King. And then something. Who knows? Oh yeah, I also got the non-coupon. Very nice. As in the rights. Now I'm sadly to pull the Cortes. Finish Zinoviev and Kimenev are accused of creating an anti-Soviet organization even discrediting the Bolshevik Party in Russia. These powerless devs, Zinoviev and Kimenev did everything to lose the civil, everything possible to lose civil war. Sorry. After coming to power, Zinoviev as chairman of the party continued to discredit the Bolshevik appeal to Menshevism, revisionism, and Bukharism, having succumbed to the persuasions of Sokolnikov and Chichen. Zinoviev persuaded Kimenev to side with the revisionists. Having entered a secret conspiracy with the trade Bukharist, Zinoviev was prepared to abolish the Bolshevik Party and destroy any opposition that followed Lenin's principles, having restored private property in the market according to Bukharist's plan. Zinoviev planned to finally destroy the cause of Lenin's beautiful dream of communism to the workers and peasants. Instead of overthrowing the Bolshevik, Bukharist promised Zinoviev a place in the government. To Kimenev, Zinoviev promised the post of head of the VTSIK for state of Kalinin. Thus, the Bukharists and the Vice plan to seize power in the country. All things Zinoviev became ever since the death by firing squad. Yep. Now I'm not to pull the Cortes. Most radical Bolshevik movements deal with. Seeing that their crazy ideas will only be snaking our heels to remove our planet, purging them would be a pleasure. You know, we got quite a bit of power with fucking get still over there. Definitely want to do the fucking Mayakovsky one. I probably will do Mayakovsky at some point over there. That's one I'm also interested in over there. There's many portraits, by the way. Very nice. Many portraits. Very cool portraits, if I do say so myself. Those. Anyways, trying to figure out. Jesus Christ. My throat's still kind of and though. I do apologize if I start coughing up a bit. Though it's still out of commission, so it's not bad, but like it's definitely not at full tip-top shit. But these were these. And he still pull the court this yep. To the fans who belong to the Socialist so pull the court this Bukharists are accused of creating a criminal group aimed at overthrowing the Soviet government and creating a form of government that contradicts socialism and communism. According to the testimony, a group of Russian futurists plan to establish a state with the power of the creative intelligentsia, over time with the capitalists and all sorts of approval of service activities. Another group of Soviet syndicalists aim to create a state. One example of French and British syndicalists where the power of the soldiers would be minimized and the power of the trade unions would be unlimited. The Neo-Church group proposed, contrary to the idea of Marx Lenin, to create a religious cult in the country. In addition, all the groups appeared to link in Western spies, the Menshevik and the treacherous clique. In addition, the information was received that in 1918 the political cult of Bukharists organized the murder of Lenin and ensured the victory of the white counter 11 forces. All things said, all of our sons death followed throughout. Yep. Very sad. Sad now. That's the dead. Before I read some of this, let's read the Council of Labor and Defense. In order to ensure the success of the state against the counter-revolutionary rival, Molotov has determined with help that he must re-establish the previously defunct Council of Labor and Defense to dictate the collectivization process and the industrialization process. I get that industrialization up over here. Yeah, we probably should. Wait, which one? I want. We don't got the equipment for that, but definitely would like to get divisions pumped out over here. That's for you. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, it should be golden. Let's find some of this over here. Yep. Yeah, we'll turn over there. Let off. That follows up. Play this and son. Maybe because it sounds really fucking loud. So with that, so we're getting the council labor to help with our collectivization policies. You shall read the description. Vyacheslav Molotov joined the RSDRP in 1906, where he soon joined the Leninist faction of the Bolsheviks. After Lenin's death, Molotov became one of Gregory's close associates, and advocated industrialism, urbanization, and modernization, and opposed to the more moderate and who was moderate Bolsheviks such as Kamenev and Sokolnikov. In exile France, Molotov rethought the outcome of the Southern Revolution and began to come to a certain conclusion. Became fully convinced of them when he became more closely associated with French Surrealists and English Maximus, and participated in the publication of the Told's Charter. All proved to be a good diplomat who organized all the means of the top leadership of the RKP with French leaders, including the leaders of Jacobins and the Surrealians. Now as head of the state party, Molotov is ready to continue to work on Lenin's Zinoviev, albeit with minor improvements, even though he killed Zinoviev. Including forced industrialization and immediate collectivization, and emphasis on nationalism instead of internationalism, the Carpathian society of parasites and hostile elements to labor camps into Cheka. That's how we do. You're gonna receive your check from the Cheka. Anyway, Molotov National Bolshevism. The first speech at the head of the party, Molotov announced a new course for the country, National Bolshevism. For many delegates, this concept was not available for understanding, and therefore the chair made a theoretical justification for the new ideology party. National Bolshevism proceeds for the obvious fact that only Bolshevism and the Bolshevik Party can pull the country out of medieval feudalism and chaos into civil war. Reaction 1, and the Republic was doomed. For 20 years, the peasants waited for land, the workers for factories, but the landlords and capitalists who retained power were only enriched by German handouts. The time and pain and suffering of our people is over. Only Bolshevism can save them, not the syndicalists inherent in the Western country, nor the social revolutionary Menshevik capitalists, nor the revisionists and the bucolists. Only one party unjustly expelled and excommunicated from the people can change their life in the country. This party, the Bolsheviks. Bolshevism shall fail. Perhaps now renamed into Molotov. That's where he was born, actually, if I remember correctly. If I'm remembering the remembrances. Anyway, little ideology thing. The Russian Communist Party emerged from a left-wing group of Bolsheviks that were against Bukharin. The RKP, led by Zinoviev, supports Orthodox Marxism, Leninism, collectivization, rapid industrialization, and a strong opposition to Bukharin's market socialism. The RKP is banned in Russia, but they still retain a following. They may see an opportunity to take power if the situation in the country radically changes, which is as via civil war. I'll get you. As for National Bolshevism, a similar ideology like totalism, but instead aiming for a syndicalist system built entirely around unions, and instead adheres to the Bolshevik system espoused by the Soviets during the Russian Civil War and beyond. Combining nationalism and Marxism to varying degrees, these critics socialists believe that only through patriotism, national fervor, and a planned nationalized economy, and adherence to the ideas of Marx, can true communism be achieved. Well, as we have learned over here, apparently any form of communism can make true communism be achieved. There is no direct thing that says this is the who and the what and the where and all that. It is what it is. Let's double checking something real quick. Okay. Did I? Oh wait, I haven't done this. So I'm a bit distracted over here because I'm checking out a bunch of things over here. It's been a bit since I last recorded, so my paranoia is getting into me. I need to get this checked. Oh, in terms of, like, you know, if everything's alright beforehand rather than while I'm playing through it. Yeah, it's fine. Not that bad. Not that bothersome. Anyway, the Council Labor and Defense was first established in November 1918. In the midst of the blazing Civil War, the Council served as an emergency national economic cabinet, issuing emergency decrees and attempted to support industrial promotion of the Red Army in the face of economic collapse. However, the Council Labor and Defense did not live long, as did the power of the Bolsheviks. With the end of the Civil War, the Council was dissolved. However, now according to Molotov, the Council shall be restored because, as the chairman said, we are still in a state of civil war. Peasant uprising, small nation uprising, capitalists and imperialists, revisionists and opportunists. Peasant betrayers are all ready to take advantage of the weakness of the Soviet Republic and tear it apart. Later, the Defense Council will be restored and it will be headed by a chairman, Molotov. Our economy will develop leaps and bounds, collectivization, industries are waiting for us, and the faster the better for us, and the worse for our enemies, indeed. Yeah. I got the whole thing over here. Mission of Young Pioneers, oh yeah, that. I don't think we had this event during the Bukaran series. Maybe we did, but I just never read it. But well, even one of the Bukaran series. I don't know which ones had. The two things were just But it is what it is. The Vladimir Lenin All-Union Pioneer Organization recently been founded in after a long conflict comes to the Scout movement with society in favor of the Scout movement, who wanted an independent organization. While Constable wanted to keep them integrated into the organization, would be helped by the will of Lenin and Zhida Krupskaya, who supported the cause and the Scout movement against Komsomol. The Italian Young Pioneers that further integrate the youth into the state machinery, we sworn an oath to stand firmly for the cause of our Communist Party. But we are not yet able to integrate the majority of the youth into the Pioneer movement. We have already been able to have 1 in 5 children members of the Young Pioneers. Routine Young Pioneers still allow marching, singing, gymnastics, and sports. The Young Pioneers also have their own uniforms or white shirt and red scarf, banners, flags, and songs, which have given the Young Pioneers a great amount of popularity among the youth. And it gives many in the youth who feel alone and atomized some feeling of belonging in the world. Be prepared, always prepared. Indeed, always gotta be prepared. Ah, damn it. We need to figure out why those songs are broken. It's weird as hell. It's fixing itself quite. Fixing itself quite Yep. Wanna get that shit gone? I think it'd be very nice to have. Now with a hammer. Some things don't want to go with a gentle touch. Some things can't be talked down from. Some things will always be an issue until we are forced to make it no longer an issue. Indeed. Brute force, who the spot kid? Who was able to recommend? Them spot kids, boy. At least we're getting this. Get some more of this going. The Soviet elements. Here, check out Nikolai Yezev stated that there's a huge number of Western and Eastern spies in the country, various opposition groups that discredit the Soviet government and plan counter-revolutionary terror and political assassinations. In addition, there's information about the counter-revolutionary army and navy as well, even the Czech itself. It is to take urgent measures to destroy and eradicate the anti-Soviet elements, a handful of would-be politicians who can hardly even be called such. It is necessary to choose a victor on which we will focus in order to cleanse the party from the scum. The party is full of traitors. The Czech shall increase and the great purge shall begin. We'll get even more the great purge. And they're good or bad, that means nobody won. Second Irish Revolution. Christopher lives on, see just yep. Is they gonna join the Third International? First you the Naughty, if I remember correctly, we are we are gonna create the Fourth International. We're doing the third. Hammer blow. That'd be nice. Let's do enthusiastic state. Molotov, which party pseudonym literally translated as hammer, gives great importance to labor defense, having replaced the hammer and sickle with as a symbol of totalism, and at the same time a symbol of labor defense. The sword and hammer, Molotov is ready to continue its program. With a blow to the hammer, it's the new motto of all the proletariat and the peasant of the country. With only a cold look and the sweat of our brow, we can become stronger and more secure. We need to immediately increase the rate of production sooner and better. Now for defense in the motherland. Dude. We get this whole thing over here. Yeah. You work here. For some fucking reason you didn't want to work during the conference thing. I'm paranoid. Paranoia. Anti-Soviet organization, the army. Meanwhile, in order to achieve communism, we must make our state enthusiastic on all levels and build movement that will seek to aid industrialization of the nation anywhere and everywhere. And with such a movement, we can build up part that will help make it effectively be built up quicker. Let's take over to Leland. Per commission establishment of the checker will investigate individual cases of opposition to our party. Still must train the internal enemies inside the RKP, especially among the red generals that will come into view. Let the fair trial of trades and mother begin. We deal with all traders. Indeed, we deal. They got Diatlanders over here. They got killed by the enemies. They got killed by reactionaries. And communism spreads in popularity. I'm gonna read this over here. Cause see, it's an interesting event. Russia is a land full of radicalism, creativity, and ever-broadening concept of the human experience, making our wild nation home with all sorts of strange and varied movements. From the social resistance to the God builders, many of these movements have tied to the Russian socialism and Bolshevism, but one movement particularly became popular across the state, called Cosmicism. This new philosophical and cultural wave emerged at the turn of the 19th century and still exploded to diversified into what we've marched through the decades. Based upon notions tied to transhumanism, interplanetary travel, and cosmological evolution, Cosmicism was first inspired by science fiction authors such as Jules Verne and G. Wells, but since evolved into a true movement. With the early forefathers and new such as Nikolai Fyodorov, Nikolai Kilbachich, and Konstantin Tchaikovsky, sorry. Not Tchaikovsky. All we passed on, the Russian communists floated around, tying themselves to different social groups as the Proletariat and the left Eurasianists. Taking on new ideas along the way. For instance, Alexander Bogdanov, your boy, Bolshevik theorist and physician, had long tinkered with the idea of using blood transfusion in order to extend human life expectancy, while the followers of the late Tchaikovsky instead pushed for interplanetary travel, stellar exploration, and cosmic colonization. Bit early for that. Others, like Alexander Chizikov, have down with the idea of heliobiology, or studying how the sun and its solar rays impact biology and evolution here on Earth, while some have left the physical reality theories on beyond to Vladimir Leninitsky, but the notion of the noosphere, a geological layer formed for people with that involved rationally called the sphere of reason. It is the higher form of bioscientific development. I think it's the whole premise of Stalker, actually. If I remember correctly, I think it's, yeah, the whole noosphere thing. I don't think it's a 40k thing as well, but I don't know how similar it is to our. Anyway. Though widely varying differently from their views and goals, the strange common group in fear all share one foundational idea that a purely social society is the only type of society that can provide the necessary structures needed for ideas to flourish and carry humanity toward the next step of our evolution. Really good theories, but not something to focus on. That's something for Red Flood. Don't worry, Bogdanov. We're gonna get the boggiest of them. We get the boggiest of Nas at some point. Then we're gonna be doing that playthrough at some point. I would like to do a playthrough of Mayakovsky and here over here. Wasn't here and in Red Flood over here because they're like too interesting. Soon to the next pack because of course they did. Yeah, there goes that. Well fought. It's one little province. Yeah, I'm trying to get that build up. A build up for build ups. Yeah, this. Follow me tree, that was like quick. Basic airframes. Maintenance. Let's get hospitals and logistics. How's the hospital signal? So we got logistics. We got logistics. Now we're very enthusiastic. Let's see. I think we should start doing the 5-year plan before we start doing that. Anyway, Mikhail Ifumov, which is a peasant from the collective farm Iskria of the Belogazovsky district in the Altai territory on the border with hostile Mongolia. Became the owner of the world record yield, having received an area of 3.6 hectares, 31 quintals of wheat per hectare, and on 8.5 hectares, 54 quintals. I don't remember how big that is. How large. It's ever since I've done that shit. With his feat of organizing labor in defense of the Republic, Yefremov inspired many other collective farmers, thus becoming initiated the movement of the country's foremost agricultural leaders of high yields. When it will become increasingly popular, it's quite possible that soon many citizens will be inspired by the feat of Yefremov and become leaders in the industry. The movement has already received the name Efumovites after the initiator. And Efumov himself was appointed chairman of the colossus. Long live the socialist labor. Now long live the 5-year labor. According to Czech conspiracy brewing the army and other high-ranking army officials on one creation of anti-Soviet Bucharest military organization, Czech and the army leader already have tense relationships, but existence of a military dispute threatens the stability of the country and the issue of the party. We get the politics, otherwise we may encounter generals rank and file West Fear. In this case, that's shady. Yeah, that's shady, yeah. The Red Army's fine. Loyalty is absolute. Because if it ain't, they wouldn't be dead already. Towards some air commune. Yeah. To the 5-year plan. What the fuck? Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was, okay. She's just going down, that's... yeah, that's gonna happen. The taxation of the peasantry, thus taking the surplus value of dependence, will allow the productive force transition to socialism to be created. The best to do central plan industry creating plans will allow us for rapid industrialization. We're gonna get them plans going. Ah, damn it. Let's see, we're getting our guns up and running. Give me guns. What do we bush for? Oh yeah, this. Yeah, that happens. It happens like every game. These have been damaged. So next time the socials won't be a problem. Press Russian Peru. The Red Flood has reached the Indies. Ooh. Weird. Do you get anything? That we're gonna be at time. So next time we're gonna be doing things with the 5-year plan, and then we're gonna continue on our little tree over here, getting the hammer and sword going. So yeah, till then, I'll see you next time once we get our economy up and running and get ourselves off the ground over here. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely be focusing on all this. We definitely have time for this. So yeah, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.